I just want you to come to stand on your mat. And not kind of worrying where your feet are, but just really getting grounded into your space. Just sort of natural, just day-to-day stance. And then I just want you to have a soft gaze towards the space in front of you. And then just start to slow your breathing down. And just sort of feel like each breath gets a little distance between the day and you. So making that inhale just a little bit longer. And seeing if you can match that with the length of your exhale. And you're just going to make these little circles like side to side, just kind of rotating side to side. Your hands might slightly tap your body. Kind of feel like it's like that little thing that you used to do as a kid and we stopped doing it as an adult. But and oddly, the sort of like self-tapping is a nice little regulation to the system. Sort of that natural, just sort of tapping with the hands into the body, and sort of awakening those spaces that sometimes are sort of literally left untapped. Especially in the year that we're in, that there's been so much physical distancing, that physical touch is something that's been a little bit left off of our cycle this year. You'll start to slow it down, and our hands will start to just come into stillness beside you. And then you're going to step your feet hip-width distance apart. So just getting a bit more grounded and connected into your space. And just remembering it's sort of like there's two fists in between your feet. It's roughly your hip-width distance. And then you're going to lift up your toes just to start to pull your weight into center. And then you'll lower your toes back to your mat. And then you're going to extend your right hand forward, palm up towards sky. Then you're going to use your left hand just to hug those fingers towards earth. So it's like you're pressing the front of your room away with your right hand. And just looking to sort of ignite some release through the wrist and your forearms. And just taking a moment to breathe into the space here. There might have been a lot of sort of typing and writing and movement with the arms today, so just giving them a little love. And then you'll release your left hand from your right. Maybe shake out the fingers, little roll the wrist. And we'll take it to the other side, extending your left hand forward. Your right hand will have the assist, hugging your left fingers towards earth, pressing your left palm of your hand forward. And again, just getting a little release into all the work of your fingers, through your wrist and the forearms today. We did this in class this morning, and it was a lovely reminder to myself that in the midst of typing and doing things today, that I just took a moment to as I was sitting at my desk just to give a little stretch and love into my wrist and my forearms. So it was nice to remind myself that these are these little things that I can do to just bring a little nourishment into my day. You'll then release your right hand from your left. Lower your arms by your side. Again, a little wiggle of the fingers, rotation of the wrist. And then just lowering arms down by your side. Extend your right hand up to sky. Reaching up through the fingers. Grounding through your right foot. And then your left hand will follow. Reaching up through your left hand, reaching up towards sky. Your hands might be a little bit forward to keep the shoulders hugged onto the backside. So not shoulders into your ears, but released into the back. You're going to interlace your fingers. Rotate your palms up towards sky. And it's sort of like you're pressing sky away. And equally pressing through the soles of your feet. And then you're going to lower your hands straight in front of your chest, like you're pressing the front of your room away. And a little rounding into the upper back and the shoulders. And then you're going to uninterlace your fingers and just lower your arms down by your side. And then a roll of your shoulders up into your ears and releasing it down your backside. Again, shoulders into your ears, releasing it down your backside. And then extend your arms out to a T, palms facing the front of your room, actively reaching out. And then you're going to hug your right arm across your chest using the assist of your left arm to hug it in, getting some release into your shoulders. And then you'll send your arms back out to a T. And hug your left arm across your chest, hugging it in with your right. And the right side might feel different than the left. And just honoring this space. You're going to extend your arms out to a T. And then just lower your hands behind your back. Interlacing your fingers in a non-habitual direction and hugging your shoulder blades together. And if you don't remember what the non-habitual direction is, it's slightly different than you naturally do it. And then you're going to lower your right ear towards your right shoulder. Just getting a little assist and release through the neck. And then you'll take that to the left side. Coming back up into center. You're then going to bring your hands to that little, to your lower back, that sort of natural curve in your lower back. And then you're going to hug your right elbow back. And getting a little release into the shoulder, into the arm. And then release that elbow back. And then you're going to hug your left elbow back. Getting a little release into the left shoulder, into the left side. And then you release that left elbow back. You're going to uninterlace your fingers and lower your arms down by your side. On your inhale, you're going to reach your hands up to sky. And exhale, bring your hands into heart center. You're going to inhale both hands up to sky, reaching straight up through the center. And exhale, lower your arms down by your side. Inhale, reach your hands up. Exhale your hands into heart center. You'll then return your hands straight back up to sky, keeping your hands connected. Exhale, lower your arms down by your side. We're just going to take this for a few more rounds. Use your full inhale to extend your hands up to sky. Use your exhale to bring your hands down into heart center. Inhale, reach your hands up to sky. Exhale, lower your arms down by your side. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, hands into heart center. Inhale, reach your hands to sky. Exhale, lower your arms down by your side. This time you're going to extend your hands up to sky. And on your exhale, you're going to forward fold. Bring your hands to your shins and just lengthen out through the backside. Exhale, fold. Hands back to your shins and lengthen out. Exhale, fold. You're going to ground your hands on your mat so you can step your left foot to back of mat. We're coming into a low lunge. So you're going to lower your left knee. Inhale your hands to sky. Gaze remains straight forward. You're going to bring your hands into heart center. Coming into your balance. Hugging the legs into center. Keeping that connection of navel in towards spine. You're going to lower your hands behind your back. Take your right hand to your left wrist. And just hug the shoulder blades together. Keeping gaze forward. You'll then release your hand from your wrist. You're going to bring your hands to your right thigh. And you're going to lean into your right knee. And if you feel your right heel is just coming up off your mat, I would just guide your right foot forward to keep the sole of your foot grounded onto your mat. And you're looking to get a release in through your left hip flexor into the front of your left quad. And just breathe into that squeeze, keeping gaze forward. You'll then lower your hands to your mat. Curl left toes under, lifting up your left knee. And then you're going to step your left foot to the front of your mat. Inhale, length. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot to back of mat. Lower your right knee. Low lunge, reach your hands to sky. Coming into your core, coming into your strength, finding the balance. Just warming things up. Bring your hands into heart center. And then you're going to lower your hands behind your back. Left hand to your right wrist, hugging in through the center. Hugging shoulder blades together. You'll release your hand from your wrist. Lower your hands down to your left thigh. And then lean into your left knee. And again, if you feel your heels creeping up, just toe heel your feet a little bit forward just to keep grounded into the sole of your left foot. Start to invite some release into the right side of your body. You'll then lower your hands to your mat. Curl right toes under, lifting up your right knee. Stepping your right foot to the front of your mat. Hands to your shins to lengthen out. Exhale, fold. On your inhale, extend your hands up to sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your hands to sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your hands to sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. You're going to toe heel your feet hip width distance apart. Take a generous bend in your knees. Extend your fingers towards the back of your space. Palms face each other like they're holding a beach ball behind you. Get grounded into the soles of your feet. You're going to press through the soles of your feet to come up into standing. Roll shoulders into your ears and down the backside. And we're going to come into this rolling Utkatasana. So find your breath. Find the rhythm of your inhale and your exhale. It's going to be sort of like you're a pendulum. So on your next exhale, you're going to guide yourself into an Utkatasana, keeping your feet hip-width distance apart. Your inhale guides you up into standing. Exhale guides you into your Utkatasana. Lift of heart, lift of gaze. Inhale guides you into your standing. Exhale, Utkatasana. Inhale into standing. You're then going to step your feet together. Hug your legs together. Feel the weight secured into your feet. Feel your balance, getting shoulders over hips. Then bring your hands into heart center. We're coming into a Malasana squat. You're going to keep your legs hugged in together. And the more grounded you feel into your legs, the smoother this will go. So you're going to hug the legs in together, and you're going to start to lower your tailbone down towards your mat. So your heels will start to lift. Beautiful. Come back up into standing. We're going to do it 2 more times. Lowering tailbone down towards mat, lifting up the heels, hugging the legs in together, finding your strength, finding your center. Beautiful. Inhale, guide you into standing. Exhale, lower. Bring the hinge of the hips, keeping the natural curvature of your back. Inhale, guide you into standing. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. You're going to ground your hands in and step your left foot to back of mat. Bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot and walk your hands down the left side of your mat. You're in a wide-legged straddle. You're going to lengthen out through the back side. Exhale, fold. You're going to bring your right hand to your right shin, your left hand to your left shin. Just hugging in through center to invite you deeper into the fold. You'll then bring your hands back to your mat. Walk your hands to the front of your mat, bring your toes to the front of your mat. And you're going to step back into your downward facing dog. If you don't want to be in a downward facing dog, you can come into table. So you just lower your knees to your mat and ground into your table. If you're in your downward facing dog or in your table, you're going to take a bend in your knees, and we're just going to meet at the back of our mat. So you'll walk your hands to the back of your mat or come to stand at the back of your mat. Hands to your shins, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your hands up to sky. Exhale, bring your hands into heart center. And then you'll lower your arms down by your side. Hands to heart center. And then just take a mindful walk to the front of your mat. When you arrive at the front of your mat, you're going to come into your Tadasana. So ground into the soles of your feet. Reach fingers towards earth, palms face the front of the space. Feel the journey of your breath. You're going to inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Ground hands in, step left foot to back of mat. You're going to lower your left knee to your mat. Keep your left toes curled under. Extend your right hand up to sky. You're then going to take a half bind and rotate that right hand around back. Palm faces the wall behind you. Lift of heart. Lift of shoulders. Keeping that right knee hugged into center. And then if you want to, because your left toes are curled under, you can lift up your left knee. Or you can keep it on your mat, but just see how this feels for you. You'll then release the half bind. Lower your right hand to your mat. Step your left foot to the front of your mat. Inhale, length. Exhale, fold. Right foot to back of mat. Lower your right knee, keeping your right toes curled under. Taking this twist, extending the left hand up to sky. Finding the lift of the heart, keeping your left knee hugged into center. Rotate left hand around back. And just a little guide to see if you can invite yourself into a little deeper of a twist. And then your right toes are curled under. So you can lift up your right knee. And just see how that feels for you. If it's feeling like not what you're looking for tonight, just lower your right knee back to your mat. So it's really honoring your space. You're going to release the half bind. Lower your left hand to your mat. And then step back into your downward facing dog. Again, if you don't want to be in downward dog, you can be in table. You're going to look to your hands and you're just going to walk to the front of your mat. Inhale, length. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your hands to sky. Exhale, bring your hands into heart center. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Hands on mat. Step back into your plank. Lower your knees to your mat so you're at the diagonal. Lower all the way to your abdomen. Your inhale carries you into a baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, baby cobra. Hugging shoulder blades together, lift of heart. Exhale, lower. You're going to lift up into your tabletop. You can stay here or curl toes under, downward facing dog. You'll then look to your hands and then just walk to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen out, hands to your shins, find the length of your backside. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your hands up to sky. Interlacing your fingers, you can point your finger towards sky. You're going to take a side bend over to the right. Come in through center and over to the left. Come back into center. Hands to heart center. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, length. Exhale, fold. Ground hands in, step right foot to back of mat. You're going to rotate your left heel down. And your left foot's at the back of your mat. You're going to come into your warrior one. So you want your right foot on the right side of your mat, your left foot on the left side of your mat. Get grounded into your feet. Rise up into your warrior one. You're going to bring your hands to your hips. And you're just going to guide your left hip forward. Bring your right hip back. Maybe lift up your left heel just to feel some rotation into your hip. And then lower your heel back to your mat. Return your hands to sky. Coming into humble warrior, you're going to lower your hands behind your back. Take right hand to left wrist. Hugging through center. And then lower your right shoulder towards your right knee. Gaze is on your left foot at the back of your mat. Maybe slightly lift your hands up towards sky. And it just sort of creates the release through your chest. Two more breaths here. And then you'll lower your hands to your mat. Bring your left toes forward. Step your left foot to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your hands up to sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, length. Exhale, fold. Grounding hands in, step your right foot to back of mat. Rotate your right heel down. Grounding in for your warrior one. Rise up into your warrior. Gaze is straight forward. Hands to your hips. And just kind of bring the rotation and the ignitement through your hips. So, left hip tucks back, right rolls forward. Again, you might lift up your right heel. Your hips won't formally square, but just finding some engagement through both hips. Return your hands to sky. You'll then lower hands behind your back. Taking hand to wrist, hugging in through center. Humble warrior, lower your right shoulder to your right knee. Hugging shoulder blades together. Maybe there's a slight lift of your hands. Gaze is towards your right foot. You'll then lower your hands to your mat. Spin right toes forward. Step back into your downward facing dog. Or you can come into table, whichever is calling to you. You're going to step your feet together at the back of your mat. Slide forward into your plank. With knees lifted or lowered, lower all the way to your abdomen. You're then going to rest onto your right cheek and reach your hands towards back of room. Your palms are grounded towards earth. So not rotated up towards sky, but rotate palms down earth. And then just take a moment to feel the rhythm of your breath. As we lay on the front side of our body, sometimes our breath feels a little bit stifled. So staying with intentional breath. Smooth and steady breath. You're going to bring your chin to the center of your mat. And then much like your baby cobra, you're going to start to hug the shoulder blades together. Gentle lift of heart, lift of gaze. There's no weight in your hand. There's no weight in your feet. The lift is purely from engaging through the backside of your body. Use your inhale to find the lift. Exhale brings you into the space. 2 more breaths here. Relax the glutes. And on your exhale, you're going to lower down to your mat, resting onto your left cheek. You're going to take a little bend in your knees. And then just windshield wiper your feet from side to side. And then lower your feet back to your mat. Bring your chin to center of mat. And we're going to come into your, we're going to do this one more time. Start to hug shoulder blades together. Lift of heart, lift of gaze. Keep the gaze on the floor in front of you. Keep your tops of your feet and your hands on the floor. Breathe in, find the lift. Come into the space. 2 more breaths here. And then you'll lower back to your mat, resting onto one cheek. Bend in your knees. Little windshield wiper of the feet. And then you'll lower your feet back to your mat. Bring your chin to the center of your mat. Hands underneath your shoulders. You're going to lift up into your table and then just transition back into your child's pose. So child's pose is one of those poses that I don't demo here on the mat because I'll be talking to my mat and you won't be able to hear me. But just taking a moment to take a scan through your body. Maybe making some gentle rolls side to side with your forehead. Sort of awakening that third eye center, which is that space at the center of your forehead, just between your eyes. And then you'll bring yourself back into stillness. And then just walk your hands back to your knees to guide yourself up. And then you're just going to rotate your legs forward. Lower down onto your mat, keeping the soles of your feet on your mat. You're going to walk your feet to the side edges of your mat and just let your knees knock in. And extend your arms out to a T. Deep breath in. Guided breath out. Start to feel the release of the weight of you towards earth. Not towards your mat, but towards earth. Feel the release into your shoulders, your upper back, middle back. Keeping that natural curvature of your lower back with a drop of your hips. You're then going to toe heel your feet into center. Bring the soles of your feet to touch, opening in the knees. And extending your hands towards the back of your room. You'll then bring your hands to opposite elbows. Deep breath in. Guided breath out. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. And take 4 more breaths just right here. Just starting to sink into connecting back into you. As you've gone through this practice and maybe brought a little bit more distance from the day back into yourself, I'm just really welcoming the warmth of this connection. You're then going to release your hands from opposite elbows. Use your hands to guide your knees back into center. You're going to hug your right knee into your chest. A little wiggle of the toes, maybe rotation of the ankle. You're going to extend your left foot to the front of your mat. Extend your right hand out to a half T so your wrist is in line with your shoulder. Your palm is up towards sky. You're going to use your left hand to guide your right knee over to the left. And then your gaze can stay up towards sky, over towards the left, over towards the right, however it's speaking to you. Really tuning into the awareness in your body. So your right knee might be in line with your hip, slightly above your hip, or slightly below your hip. But again, it's just a different expression of the space and how it speaks to you. And then guide your right knee back into center. Hug your right knee into your chest. And extend your right foot to the front of your mat, hugging your left knee in. Little wiggle, toes, ginger movement of your ankle. Releasing your left hand out to a half T as your right knee guides your left knee over to the right. And again, playing with your gaze and just seeing how that's speaking to you this evening. And then guide your left knee back into center. You're going to hug your right knee into your chest. And just check in and see if there's anything else your body is calling for. When you are ready, you're going to extend your left foot to the front of your mat and your right foot to the front of your mat. And extending your arms out to a T. And starting to feel the release of the weight of your body towards earth. And the natural curvature back into your fingers. And the softness through your forehead. Gentleness of your eyes. The release of your jawbone. Release of your tongue from the roof of your mouth. The drop of your shoulders. The release through your arms. Feeling the connection of your backside towards earth. Feeling the gentleness of your toes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it out. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. You're going to take your heaviest breath of the evening. And then see if you can take another sip of air in. And exhale, let it all out. Shavasana. You're going to start to make some gentle movements side to side with your head, just sort of nodding left to right. A little movement into your fingers and toes. And then you're going to take that good morning stretch, reaching your fingers towards the back of your space, reaching your toes to front of space, and then hugging your knees into your chest. Then you're going to roll over to your favorite side. And then slowly guide yourself up into seated. Just resting your hands wherever feels comfortable to you. So it feels like spring is rolling in. And welcome the spring equinox in just a few days. We've sprung forward with the time. There's a little bit more light in the day, a light in the evening, which has sort of launched me into the space of spring cleaning. Sort of starting to clean up the clutter that's sort of impeding my vision forward. And I generally bring that into my life at home. I actually turned my attention to my workspace. I started to throw away all those post-it notes that had those random numbers on it that I have no idea what they mean. Getting rid of those highlighters that have just done their last duty. But really just started mindfully going through my space and shifting things aside that no longer are needed in my workspace. And in this year where we have done more working from home, and maybe it's time to draw attention to your workspace. A space that has maybe needs a little new life breathed into it. Because sometimes there's things that are in our workspace that are clouding our view ahead. Maybe there's articles that are over there that you're no longer needing, projects that you're no longer working on. Sometimes it's just nice to take a scan of your space and just clear things out to provide an opening for your path ahead. Because sometimes your space is so clouded and so mired in the past, there's no space for the view forward. What is it that might be clouding your space to see your journey ahead? What are the things that need to find a new home? Which, following the energy of nature, it's a sign that it's time to sort of clean out the things around us to spring forward into a new path. You're going to bring your right hand to your heart and bring your left over your right. Take a deep breath in and a guided breath out. Deep breath in and exhale, let it go. Such an honor to be in practice with you this evening. I bow chin to chest in honor of our practice. I bow to you, my legal warriors. Namaste.